everybody, and welcome back to another video. This one is going to be the update to my my experimental gardens. I'm going to go ahead and start off with my tomato garden. As you can see, I did not get through to roping these. I had gone out of town, and while that happened, there was immense growth spurts that happened on them, and I know I technically could still go ahead and rope them up, but I kind of wondered what they would do all on their own. I also got a few little friends that I have. Oh, I can't get them in there. That little black blurb right there, that's a spider. He's made a home, nice little nest. Now I have had a few blooms that have happened on here, but none that have stayed, none that have actually turned into fruit. This guy is almost as tall as my fence on there, and I mean, they haven't really fruited, and I'm not entirely sure it's been hot enough, but we also haven't had an enormous amount of sun either. We have had quite a few hurricanes. Beryl just came through us. We got some water from there, but we're mostly getting a lot of really cloudy and green skies. Kind of similar to last year. Last year we had gray days until the minute it hit June, and the minute it hit June, I mean, we instantly went into stage 3 water restrictions, and we were at 100-degree days for almost 3 months solid. So it wasn't a very good growing season whatsoever, and I wish it had been. So this might take another year to see if this could work. I really don't want to have to move this to the front or to the side where the flower garden is, because I do have an HOA, and well, that's one of the reasons. But the second reason is mostly the side of the house is a lot harder to get to, and so it's more of a visual piece from the kitchen, and I don't want to have to walk out there. It's actually a lot of work, and so if I want to go pick something, it's a little bit more difficult. I do got a few buds here growing. Also, and I'll go ahead and put a video here, but I had moved my grapes, which were doing really well, over to the side, and within a day, either the squirrels, and I really do think it was the squirrels, they absolutely decimated the poor grapes. So I don't think that would be a good place for the tomatoes. But so far, other than a couple bits of heat and maybe a little peck here or there, these are doing pretty good. Normally I have an issue with spiders, but I've made a promise to them, if they're outside I'll leave them be. So I'm very happy with them. I got one little guy right there, I got another little guy right there, and I think that is really helping with the pest control out here. So let's go ahead and take a look at the other garden real quick. So if you see my hair, I did a big no-no on the last video. I went ahead and I bleached my roots, which I probably shouldn't have done, but I did. And I went ahead and dyed it, which caused a fieriness change, but that was my fault. But that punky color, it does really good. Oh, I got a visitor. What are you doing? What are you doing? Yeah. He's so excited. Okay, let's go look. Okay, so we're at the side of the house. Here's my poor grapes, the one that I told you about. That is where it was. That is where they are no more. They absolutely ate the crap out of them. I did move my honeysuckle here, which I did have some blooms, which was really nice, and those are going to get put onto the other side. And this is the other poor little grape. I mean, look at it. It just, you can see where there used to be and they just absolutely tore it apart. And I'm very sad about that. But so let me step back a little bit, and it's pretty good. No major issues. The wood on the top has shifted a little bit towards me, but that's my fault. I didn't put any of the wood like on the other one. I didn't put any wood here to help immobilize it, but I had some gifts from crows because these were not originally here. This is a purple color, and I have a really pretty rosy. But yeah, there's no rocks anywhere else in the bed, so that was very interesting. But this is the tobacco jasmine, and it has really lifted up now that the heat is really setting in. And these are going to get quite large at the base, but then they'll grow up tall and kind of fan out. They'll look like little trumpets. The amaranth was a little bit slower to go. That one was really small. I don't remember if you remember this one, but it was an itty bitty baby, and it was on the struggle bus. I didn't know if it was gonna take, but I'm so glad it did. And that was the normal size, and that is a celosia. That's the coxcomb, and that's supposed to be quite large. And that's the other amaranth. But what I ended up planting later on, because previously I grew them for seeds, but the squirrels went ahead and nipped at them, or the birds, they just nipped the top when not even their true leaves have come out yet. So that meant that they were never going to grow, and they just died over. But I went ahead and direct sowed. I'll show you. I went ahead. That is the mammoth sunflower. Now I did go ahead and plant a few in here, the chocolates, and I think the evening suns. Oh, why hello. Hello, my friend. Hi. How are you? Oh, thank you. Thank you for gracing my yard. Hi. Oh, I love it when they come to my yard. But I did put a few in here in this alley. None of them have popped up, but if I remember correctly, when I was seeding, those actually took a lot longer than the mammoth, and I only planted one because they get so large. And that's basically the style that I did it. I wanted the largest ones to be in the back, and that celosia is going to grow quite tall too, and so are these. So that's why I put the amaranth on the side. So anything smaller I'll probably put right here, which is why I want nasturtiums probably to go right here. So they overflow, they hide the concrete, and that way they're nice and small and they don't get hidden away from here. But yeah, but as so far, and the squirrels came and knocked that down. They're so sweet. But these are the moonflowers. They haven't gotten quite large enough for me to go ahead and put up the trellis work, but they're getting there. Like I said, the sun, it has not been blue skies for a while. I am quite excited, however, about some of this basil coming up. And I have a rogue little pepper plant right there. I didn't plant that one. He's growing all on his own. There you go. Yeah, that's pretty good, I think. And this ended up being probably the final home of this. I did a lot of research on this particular black diamond, and apparently it's only ever going to be a bush. There's no way to prune it into being a tall tree, which I might still try to do just in case, because I would love to see it as one. But I am excited to see some of the buds coming up. I can't wait to see the color against the foliage. They say it's black, but honestly it's more of a really dark green with maybe darker green edging, which gives the illusion of black, but it's still beautiful. Absolutely lovely. And over here, this ended up being a birthday splurge. I already have a caladium that's in the front, so I don't want to put it in the front because I don't have a lot of shaded area that's in the front for this poor guy. But I'm thinking in this general area, because this actually gets a lot of shade, I try to plant some marigolds. I attempted some citronella. I attempted other rosemary, and they all just died. It just went right down the drain. But I have left this in the pot for almost a month, and it has done really well. So I'm thinking I might divide this up. So it looks like I can get a few divisions on there. Yeah, probably at least 3. And look, I even got a little baby going in there. And probably go ahead and start the bordering maybe up against here because they're bigger. And maybe some smaller plants or flowers that'll maybe require less sun. Pardon the stopping footage. I am being hearkened by a cat that it is time for treats. Yeah, treat time. Treats. You want this kind? Yeah? You don't know if you like this one? Probably gonna have to change it out again, huh? Because you like different stuff. Yeah, okay. When they eat, man, they leave everything dirty. Oh, I've got clean the bowls. Meow. And she doesn't like her treats in her bowl. She'll actually not eat them, and she'll kick them out until they're on the floor. Oh, that was quick, huh? Yeah? Yeah. You gotta go show the rest of the. Gotta go show them the rest of the plants, okay? Bye. 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 The other freeloader of the house, 1 of 5. Aren't you? Yes. And this big man came out of that previous little kitty. This is her son. I don't know how that happened. He's huge. Look at those big old muscles. Look at those big old muscles. Yeah. Bye-bye. Oh, the sound of cicadas. And this little guy was doing so good, but then it got infested. I don't want to say infested because it wasn't a bad thing. But the I'm probably pronouncing it wrong, Gulf fritillary caterpillar butterfly came and put a whole bunch of babies on here and absolutely decimated all of this. All of this leaf this is all recent, within the last like 5-6 days. But they just absolutely ate. And there was tons of them. Absolutely tons of them everywhere. So I'm really hoping that they moved into this larger bush behind and made their little cocoons. So I'd really like to see a whole lot of really pretty butterflies. But the only reason I didn't move this over to the backside where the flowers are is because of those caterpillars. So now that they're gone, I should be able to go ahead and remove this and get this planted where I want it, instead of sitting here in the front looking all, you know, janky and everything like that. So that's the end of the video. I just wanted to do a quick little update on the 2 experimental gardens that I'm doing, just to show that they are growing. They're growing quite a bit. The flower garden are much better. It's probably going to take another year to find out the tomatoes are okay to be there. But as far as for like the soil and the leaves and that kind of garden lasagna style that I was doing, that seems to be doing just fine. So if you are wanting to do a garden and maybe you have a lot more leaves and in your yard like I do, and maybe don't want to spend an absolute fortune on soil, give it a try. Just make sure you mix it all together. Ooh, words. Ooh. Just make sure that you mix it all together between the leaves and the soil and everything like that, and make sure you have the light that's required for the plant on there. And yeah, so I think the next video will probably be a cleanup video. My poor craft room is a disaster. I had come back from a market and some of my shelves have fallen out from the wall, so I have had to rearrange some things, and I think it really opens it up. But because that, I had to move everything out of the room and have to bring everything back into the room. So I'll probably go ahead and take you on that adventure with me too. So thank you for watching. If you like, go ahead and subscribe. Give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Leave a comment below if you'd like. And I will see you next time. Bye.